Hey, be sure to check out one of our hands-on treehouse building workshops, 2 days outside Seattle, Washington, May 20th to 21st. RelaxShacks.com for all the details. Hey, it's Deke, RelaxShacks.com, and welcome to just outside of Boston. We're dealing with a balmy 20 degrees right now. So welcome to the Tumbleweed XS. This was a model that once upon a time the Tumbleweed Tiny House Company had in their roster. It was the smallest tiny house of theirs, and honestly it's one of the smallest tiny houses in existence in the tiny house community. Chris Haynes, as I mentioned, was the original builder of this particular one we're in right now, which is something I've owned for a couple of years now. I use it as a guest space when I do workshops locally. The hands-on workshops is kind of an example. People can come in and tour to see what works in a small space and what doesn't, because there's, things for both worlds in this model right here. It's run by solar power. The panels aren't hooked up right now, but seeing as small as it is, there's a surprising amount of storage, be it upper shelves near the joists or the front two closets, even some closets up in the loft space in this here model. The loft is very, very small. Not for everyone, I'll be honest in that. If you're claustrophobic, not going to work for you. This was one of the early Tumbleweed models, I might add, where they had that little crawl space you can see in the background right about here. That crawl space to get to the loft, which was very spatially efficient, but in terms of actual movement didn't work so well and gave you less visual space in so small a tiny house. Now a lot of the lofts are open air and accessible from the front, giving you that cathedral ceiling there as well, which is a much smarter move and something they changed long, long ago. But a very tiny structure at only 11 feet long. The original plan called for 10 feet. Chris Haynes added an extra foot, by 6 feet wide. A little day bed down here where you could possibly sleep if you were shorter, or lounge, relax, work on your computer. Up above, you could sleep two people. It's a little bit cramped, but it is possible. A little kitchenette, food prep area. You would have a small propane range or butane one over here. There is a sink. It hooks up to water. A little bit of cabinet space down below. Not much, but if you're going to live in something this small, you're really going to have to downsize. So that's kind of a choice you'd have to make before making the transition into here. Originally, there was no window in this desk spot. I later added one so you could get a cross breeze through here and more natural light, because the key to making so small a space feel bigger is to bring in the outdoors, to have the extended view beyond any prison-like walls to be able to see outside. We talk about this in my book, Micro Shelters, and in the new book that I'm working on right now. There is a bathroom. It is a wet bath, and by that I mean it's a nautical-style bathroom where the actual unit or the room, which he lined with truck bed liner, Herculiner, which is ingenious, but the actual room is the shower. When you want to shower, you just take that little composting toilet in there out, and the whole room with the faucet or the nozzle, above becomes your bathing space. It's kind of different for most people the first time you try it, but it works fine. Again, something ripped off from the nautical world. It's been around forever. But all in all, like I said, ground floor, if you want to call it that, 66 square feet with gable style, some more pinch space up above. It's a very efficient space, very, very tiny, and probably one of the smaller actually lived in tiny houses on the scene. Chris Haynes lived in here for almost 2 years to save money while building his new, more spacious, luxurious, huge house at 292 square feet. That's a video we have on the RelaxShacks.com YouTube channel, which went viral. So there's a little tour of the space. We did a live from a tiny house video in here once before, a couple other clips from this, but a lot of people are asking for the full tour to really see it. Again, I'm Deke Diedrichson from RelaxShacks.com. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe to Stephen Harrell's channel, Tiny House Listings, and to mine. And again, Seattle, have a treehouse workshop May 20th, the 21st, Monroe, Washington, RelaxShacks.com. Thanks for joining us.